You sound a lot like my father-in-law, Carter Pewterschmidt.
Oh, that's funny. He's a patient of mine. Here's my urine sample, Doctor. Thank you, Mr. Pewterschmidt.
Number 10. Vocational School Benefit. Stand by Meg.
No, vocational school is where less academically capable students learn a trade.
Don't you have to be Italian to go to one of those schools?
There will be plenty of those jokes later in the episode.
Chris's only hope for a future with his grades is vocational school. Principal Shepard tries to reassure Lois and Peter with a list of career opportunities from this education. Well, all that scrolls by is dishwasher installation, dishwasher repair, and finally, Family Guy writer.
Those are 3 terrible options.
Parents who are okay with this say what?
What?
Gotcha.
That one's on you, Lois.
There are obviously plenty of lucrative trades to come out of such overly stigmatized schools, but don't expect it to be that easy to write for a hit sitcom. The writer of this episode alone, Billy Domino, is an NYU alumni who later worked on Saturday Night Live. With those qualifications, he can recognize that Family Guy does drag out its lazy jabs at groups.
Chris, I'm going to say this in a way an Italian mechanic would understand. You're breaking your mother's heart!
Ma! Why didn't you say so, Ma? I'll take care of it.
Domino has, curiously, not written an episode since. Number 9. We get it already. The Return of the King of Queens.
Kevin James, why'd you have to come back to television?
I ate Adam Sandler. Yoo-hoo! I'm in here with the pizza!
With Family Guy's many swipes at Kevin James, they let him take a shot. Actually, Josh Robert Thompson voices the sitcom veteran when he asked to crash with his last fan on Christmas.
Hi, Peter. You were my last viewer. And now that you've gotten rid of network TV, I'm out of a job.
We all know what's coming when Lois dares Peter to name 50 sitcom pilots in which somebody randomly takes another person into their home. When Kevin eventually begs him to stop, Peter responds,
Oh, no. This is a name all 50 kind of show.
and on he goes. Family Guy has been criticized for filling time with long dialogue gags and lists, especially when referencing pop culture. At least they can admit to getting no less lazy than the shows they degenerate. Number 8. Finally beating The Simpsons.
We're 100. More boxes, more power. And I got some ideas to make TV better.
Peter's artificially inflated Nielsen ratings force TV producers to cater to his terrible tastes. Realizing the error of his ways, he rushes to the Television Producers Guild to rescue quality programming.
Who are you?
I'm Peter Griffin. I'm the guy who ruined television, and I'm the guy who's gonna fix it.
It turns out he's not the only one facing this problem. When Homer Simpson follows, Peter gloats about Family Guy doing a storyline that wasn't already done by The Simpsons.
Guys, I broke television, and now you have to help me fix it.
Yeah, looks like this is one we beat you to.
But it doesn't feel like the writers are bragging about long-standing allegations that their show is a ripoff. It's a given, as Fox's longest-running animated sitcom has had more influence than the cartooniest Nielsen scheme. While Family Guy is more imaginative than some give it credit for, it seems well aware of the phrase, Simpsons did it. Number 7. Little bit worse version. Speaking of Simpsons did it, Family Guy makes no claim that it did it better. When Peter visits the Grand Kremlin Palace, he asks Vladimir Putin about TV entertainment options in Russia.
So what do you do for fun around here? You got DirecTV?
We have Time Warner.
You got HBO?
We have Stars.
You got ESPN?
We have Fox Sports 1.
Does that come in HD?
420p.
An exchange of names reveals that they only have little bit worse versions of American brands. This sparks Peter's curiosity about what they have instead of The Simpsons. It's Family Guy. Peter's disappointed reaction reflects the show's insecurities about being to The Simpsons what Fox Sports is to ESPN.
Cletus the football robot, you're my only hope. No one likes you.
It's a real boomerang blow to several brands and Russia's supposedly substandard pop culture. As controversy over season 21's Russia episode suggested, such jokes may actually cost Family Guy some fans in that country.
Though the air is bitter cold and I'm constantly patrolled, I've never felt so much at home.
Number 6. Seth's vocal range. Seth MacFarlane's versatility as a voice actor may seem boundless to fans, but not to him. During a visit with Dr. Hartman, Peter notices that he and his father-in-law, Carter Pewterschmidt, have near identical voices. It's then revealed that Carter is also in the middle of an appointment.
You sound a lot like my father-in-law, Carter Pewterschmidt.
Oh, that's funny. He's a patient of mine. Here's my urine sample, Doctor. Thank you, Mr. Pewterschmidt.
As he and Dr. Hartman discuss the coincidence, Hartman remarks that something seems lazy. He's clearly referring to their mutual actor's poor judgment in putting on the same voice for multiple characters.
I would give anything to see his face right now. He's probably all like, "Where the deuce is everyone?" Well, I can't really do a good Stewie.
Carter dismisses the matter by saying that some voices are bound to match up, but viewers are still hung up on the classic reminder that McFarlane may not have entirely thought some roles through.
Why is this story all about Mom this week? What, are we giving Seth's voice a rest?
Number 5. A message from Conway Twitty. Peter and the gang are wrapping up a trip to heaven when God tells them,
Oh, by the way, Conway Twitty says cut it out. Just write a joke.
This is a callback to Family Guy's tendency to segue from awkward moments to live footage of the late country music singer Conway Twitty. The polarizing episode, The Juice is Loose, even featured an unabridged performance of I See the Want To in Your Eyes.
I see the want to in your eyes.
It's a rare running gag, but fans never let Family Guy live it down. The show has more often acknowledged their annoyance.
Anyway, here's some Conway Twitty.
I know it's only make believe.
This is annoying. I don't want to sit through this.
With Twitty's message from the afterlife, we at least get a confession that he's just a lazy runtime filler. Number 4. Homer's Upper Hand.
I am over The Simpsons.
Well, what are you saying?
I'm saying The Simpsons suck.
Why, you...
The two-part crossover between Family Guy and The Simpsons culminates in an epic battle between two TV dads. When the action moves to the Springfield nuclear plant, Homer opens a cabinet to reveal a huge collection of Emmys. As he then throws them at his opponent, Peter whines,
Hey, that's no fair. I don't got none of them.
It's a hilariously scathing, if misleading, meta joke. Family Guy had already won 5 Emmys by this 2014 episode, all in creative arts categories. But that's nothing compared to The Simpsons' literally towering 31 wins.
The winner, Homer Simpson. Oh my God! I win!
Peter Griffin may hold his own in combat with Homer Simpson, but he knows that he can't compete in accolades. Number 3. It was all a simulation.
Your reign of terror has come to an end. I will not stand by while you make innocent people suffer.
By the bloody end of Stewie's mission to kill Lois and conquer the world, Family Guy's canon is too far gone. Thus, it's revealed that the entire 2-episode arc was just a simulation of the consequences of him fulfilling his ambitions.
Yes, well, you said I didn't have it in me to kill Lois, so I was just running a simulation to find out exactly how killing her and taking over the world would play out for me.
As he explains this to Brian, the dog suddenly becomes the audience's avatar. His frustration accurately predicts that fans would be outraged at this classic cop-out twist that it was all a dream. This marked Family Guy's first major meta-criticism, acknowledging the show's lack of serious narrative follow-through.
I dreamt I saw the strangest episode of Family Guy, and there was a giant chicken, and Stewie was an octopus.
Hey, come on now.
At least Stewie is largely stuck to walking back his evil schemes. Otherwise, this classic scene confesses to the show's flippancy about audience investment.
If someone watched the events of that simulation from start to finish, only to find out that none of it really happened, I mean, you don't think that should be just like a giant middle finger to them?
Number 2. Gotta start somewhere. After Brian and Stewie travel back to Family Guy's pilot episode in 1999, most of the trip is spent on self-deprecating observations.
The fruition of my deeply laid plans to escape from that cursed ovarian Bastille. Return the device, woman.
Jesus, what'd you carry a thesaurus around with you?
You know, it's amazing I could speak at all with that circumcision still healing.
If you're distracted by the mistakes in Death Has a Shadow, try being the people who made them. First off, there's the animation, with its crude designs and weird glitches.
Ew, I remember this. Peter's eye did that weird creepy thing where it went over his nose.
Come on, you're worrying about nothing.
Oh, remember when you got drunk off the communion wine at church?
Ah, ew, gross. Look at that.
It's harder to excuse such abandoned tropes as Stewie's verbose vocabulary, and it's awkward to imagine that the Griffins just stood around during cutaways, especially with modern technology keeping everyone preoccupied.
Ah, ew, gross. Look at that.
Wait, what are they doing?
I don't know. They're just standing there like zombies.
Do you think they're all right?
I'm not sure.
And then there was that time at the ice cream store.
Death as a Shadow is still a classic which changed the course of adult animation. But it sounds like Family Guy mostly just remembers the kinks they needed to work out. Number 1. Notes from Peak TV. Really, this whole episode is Family Guy roasting itself. Despite 7 Creative Arts Awards at this point, the Griffins spoofed several acclaimed shows in a desperate attempt to claim a major Emmy.
Hold up. Are you wearing The Wire?
No, I need money for sympathetic reasons, and I have no other option than crime. I mean, I could sell stuff on eBay, but shipping.
After everything fails, several actors and showrunners of Peak TV visit to brutally explain why the sitcom isn't more respected. Aaron Sorkin criticizes the lazy pop culture references, Shonda Rhimes laments the racial representation, and Julie Bowen skewers the lack of narrative progression.
And worst of all, you take this big pile of garbage and you tie it all up by having everyone sit around saying, at least everything's back to normal.
Bowen is the only person actually voiced by herself. It's otherwise all Family Guy blasting its own lack of prestige. At least it's smart enough to occasionally direct the antagonistic humor inward.
Your show helped me when I was going through chemotherapy.
Aww.
My favorite episode was when Homer stays home from church. Ah, damn it, he thinks we're the Simpsons.
This self-consciousness is partly why we love the show, knowingly flawed as it is. What are your favorite Family Guy roasts, meta or otherwise? Poke some fun in the comments.
Has Seth MacFarlane ever written a book?
Oh, yeah.
How'd it do?
A signed copy is cheaper than a new one.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from Watch Mojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.